I'm Anya Braun and I'll be presenting my web evaluation report. The chosen website is Student Beans. It's a content source website with various media that aims to provide information and that will hopefully cause repeat visits. It's a student-based website that displays offers and discounts and student jobs. The main aim of the project is to assess the usability through various tasks. The first task was to create the expert review. This just assessed usability issues. So the main user groups would be students, young students aged between 18 and 25, more mature students that are over 25, and part-time students. The key tasks would probably be to search for part-time jobs or search for promotional deals in their area. We then moved on to the cognitive walkthrough. So the key task was to find a part-time waiting on job advertised on the Student Beans website. So the student is probably new to the area, they're looking for a part-time job to support themselves while at university, and they have hospitality work experience. The student may have not used the system before and they might be distracted, they might be using other sites, but the website should be fairly forgiving. The happy path for this particular task would be for the user to go onto the home page, then onto the jobs page, search for waitress in the search box, and the results should be displayed. So as you can see, the user does go to the home page, they then navigate to the jobs page and search for a waitressing job. There is a list of jobs displayed on this page, so the system behaves as expected. However, when the user searches for a particular search term such as waitress, no results are displayed. The system doesn't explicitly say no results found either. I then progressed on to a heuristic evaluation of the Student Beans website. Once the user first accesses the website, this pop-up appears asking them to register for the site. This can be very annoying, especially when accompanied by a very long registration process. The top right-hand corner there is an option to skip. However, this may not be that obvious for the inexperienced user. A good point about the registration process, however, is that if a user misses a field, there's good use of a graphical image to draw attention to the user as to which particular field has been missed. Upon first look at the home page, it does capture the user's attention as it's very bright. However, it's also very cluttered, but it does have consistent house style, and there is appropriate tone of voice, such as in the navigation it says fun stuff. I would enlarge city though, as it's the main focus of the website. Also, the top right hand corner there's a sticker that says join us. This is very misleading, as when the user clicks on this they're exported to a different website, so they're not joining the Student Beans website. On 6A you can see that there's an advertisement for student jobs. However, there's already a page dedicated to jobs, and on 6B on the bottom left hand corner there is offers by category, whereas if there was a clear navigational structure there wouldn't be need for any duplication. Moving on to the jobs page, the search box doesn't work as we've already established, and the navigation is hidden behind this. The contact us page could do with a phone number added to it, just to build trust with the user in case there's any issues and they'd like to contact Student Beans. There's good accessibility tools used. All the alt text to describe the images are in place, so this will be easy for screen readers to pick up on. We then moved on to guerrilla testing as a group. During this task it enabled us to gather research and evidence. It also highlighted weaknesses, and we were able to point out at which particular point the user would abandon a task, and we could see which parts of the website were frustrating the user. The users were students. We used such devices as PCs, laptops, tablets and a mobile. The environment we chose was around the university and at home. This was a more natural environment rather than a moderated lab, yet it was still controlled by one of the team members. This way we were able to see what users would do in a natural environment and get a more accurate study. As you can see by Nielsen's graph, it only takes around 5 users to identify all of the usability problems. We chose to test 7 users just to make sure. The users had to carry out a series of tasks such as creating an account, finding discounts, finding jobs, and then cancelling that account. Task 1, the users had to create an account. This proposed no major issues, however the users were sighing during the long registration process. Task 2, the users had to find a restaurant deal for their area. You can see in the video that the users constantly complain about the cluttered homepage, how there's too much information and how the search box doesn't work.
There are lots of information on that page, so it feels confusing to find. Oh my god, too much information.
It tells me that find a subway near you, but doesn't reveal Manchester. Okay. There's really meal deals going on there. Change city. Excellent. That was by chance. Not gonna lie, didn't know that was there. The best button by far is the change city. But that's tiny. They should make that much bigger.
As you can see again, the user's trying to search for a restaurant deal and no search results are found. Task 3, 4 and 5, however, proposed no issues, they were completed fine. Our chosen method for testing in Task 3 was the User Zoom survey software. During this task we were able to delve deeper into the issues that were brought up in the guerrilla testing. We could view dropouts and abandoned tasks, and we could view user comments. This was particularly important as the users commented more freely than during the guerrilla testing, as they were in their own environments and there was nobody to see what comments they were making. The objectives of the testing were to again gather remote usability research in the natural environment of the participants, time how long the tasks were taking, and see at what particular point tasks were abandoned. We chose to use the User Zoom survey software as you could screen out particular users. We screened out anyone under 18 or over 35 and also anyone who wasn't a student. The software also has tools to analyse the results given. One of the tasks we asked the users to complete was to find a restaurant deal in their chosen area. As you can see from the graph, it only has a 54% success rate and the maximum time spent on it was 9.5 minutes, so this needs to be dramatically reduced. One of the users comments saying that the location needs to stand out as it's hardly noticeable, and it's a very important feature. The second task we asked the users to complete was to search for a waiting on job. This has a higher success rate of 77% and a maximum time spent of just under 2 minutes. However, the users did comment on the search box and how it doesn't narrow down any results. Moving on to general questions, most of the users did find the home page effective, but I think it can be increased from 62% to a much higher percentage. Also, most of the users liked the deals, however, the layout and the theme received lower scores. Some comments about what the users disliked about the website include that it was too busy, it seems very cluttered, they have to scroll all the way to the bottom of the page to read all the information, they dislike the pop-ups, and the search bar doesn't work. The users say they would improve the website by making the homepage less cluttered, less busy, they'd have less information and change the background colour. They'd also make the navigation simple with larger generic links, and they'd also improve the search box so it's easier to pick up alternative search terms. To summarise, I think the homepage is too cluttered, so that needs to be decluttered. Also, the Join Us sticker at the top right hand corner needs to be placed within the content of the actual web page to avoid any confusion. Moving on to the jobs page, the search box needs to be addressed so it works, and it will also pick up alternative search terms. Also, the navigation's hidden behind the search box, so that needs to be fixed. Some opportunities would be to enlarge the choose city, as it's the focal point of the website and it's what most users will be searching for. Possibly to delay the registration pop-up. Possibly users could browse the website for 5 minutes, see if they want to register, and the pop-up could be displayed after 5 minutes rather than initially. Also, a graphical completion progress could be placed onto the registration form because the process is so long, users might get disheartened and they can see how far along they are. Also, adding a phone number onto the contact page would support and promote trust with new users, as if there's any issues, they can feel that they can contact Student Beans directly. Some insights would be to organise the information logically to avoid duplication. In the actual content of the homepage itself, there's an advertisement for student jobs. However, there's also a dedicated jobs page in the navigation, so this doesn't need to be duplicated. At the bottom left hand corner of the homepage there's also offers by category. This doesn't need to be there, as it's just duplicating information that could be organised logically. I've also redesigned the Student Beans website as an example. This is the current design and I've redesigned it to this. So the web page is much clearer and it's less cluttered. The offers by city has been enlarged so it's a main focal point of the website. I've reorganised the navigational structure so it's more logical and concise. The first column is the offers, the second column is all of the articles, and the third column is more offers, so nothing is duplicated. Also, the login and join buttons have been enlarged so they're easy to find. To conclude the web analysis report, I'd also suggest that the site is made fully responsive. I've created this image just to illustrate how the website would be viewed on all screen sizes.